Hey guys, welcome to my first YouTube video. My name is Keisha, and today I'll be talking about Suicide Prevention Awareness Month. The NAMI organization named September the Suicide Awareness Month. Excuse me, I got a few things written down for me to be able to fact check on y'all. The month of September, the NAMI organization came up with the idea to use it as Suicide Awareness Month. NAMI stands for National Alliance of Mental Illness. And I'm kind of talking about this first topic because suicide has become a huge epidemic in the U.S. in recent times, becoming more regularized, and you're seeing it all the time on social media. You're seeing it all the time on the news and stuff like that. You know, it's becoming a very popular within, you know, like the celebrity culture and, you know, things like that. And even nowadays, a lot of our kids, you know, are being exposed to a lot of this stuff. So it's good to bring awareness so that we can all kind of know some of the ins and outs of what we can possibly do and some signs to look out for. Some things that I'll be able to let you guys in on are some resources that you guys can become equipped with. Look at this glare on my glasses. Some resources that you guys can become equipped with to be able to help yourself, or to even be able to help out a family member, a friend, or someone that you truly care about that can be suffering from suicidal thoughts. In 2017, suicide was the 10th leading cause of death overall in the U.S., claiming the lives of over 47,000 people. It was the second leading cause of death for people between the ages 10 years old and 34, which is crazy. You know, it's hard to kind of realize that, you know, the ages are getting like really young nowadays, and you know, all this stuff that's going on with kids with like bullying and harassment and stuff like that. Like, it's really crazy how it's affecting our younger population. You know, like, people really need help. Supporting awareness and bringing awareness to things like this is what's going to be fundamental in us being able to change, you know, what's going on with our kids, what's going on in social media, you know, and what's being promoted nowadays, because a lot of people don't really even know, you know what I'm saying, how to prevent it or how to help, or, you know, what type of resources to refer people to. It was the second leading cause of death for people between the ages 10 years old and 34, and the fourth leading cause of death for people ages 35 to 54. So suicide is affecting all age ranges, the younger population more so. And it's shocking to know that the numbers are still rising, and that the trend is like really continuing on with our younger population. But along with those numbers, there were more than twice as many suicides in the U.S. than homicides. And the number for suicides was 47,173, and homicides were 19,510. It's real. This stuff is real. And, you know, I may try to make light, you know, out of the situation and kind of like bring it a little upbeat, I guess. But like, it really is real. It really is super serious. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you have, you know, kids that are, you know, coming from elementary school, going into middle school, high school, and stuff like that. It's good to be able to talk to them about things like that, and not necessarily for them to be exposed to it, not for you to expose them to it, but, you know, just to be able to let them know about what's going on will help them better understand. Because believe it or not, you know, there may be someone that they know, there may be someone, you know, that's a friend of a friend, you know, that is dealing with this type of stuff. And if they're, you know, equipped with the knowledge and with the tools that they can possibly use, you know, to give to someone else, you never know how your kids, you know, you never know how you can help your kids become a tool to other people also. You know, knowledge is power, and it's real. Now that I've given you all the facts, some info that can possibly save your life or someone else's, it can be scary and you may not know what to look for. But the warning signs include increased alcohol and drug use. So, that's included with, drinking all the time, going out drinking, staying home drinking, drinking. Some people use alcohol as an outlet, and I'm not here to tell anybody that you're a bad person, and I'm not here to judge anybody, but alcohol isn't healthy. There may be some things that I do or that other people do that, some people may feel like they aren't healthy either. But in order to promote wellness within ourselves, we got to be mindful of what we're consuming, including alcohol and drugs. And then nowadays, you really don't even know what's in drugs anymore. Honestly, like they put so much different stuff, and you're hearing all these things about, people overdosing and, accidentally, and people being, given fentanyl and stuff like that. Like that stuff is not safe. And you got to think about it. These people that are wanting to make their money off of this stuff, they don't care about you. They don't care about your well-being. They don't care about your safety. They care about the money that they're about to get in their pocket off of you buying something from them. So that's just something to think about. Withdrawal from friends, family, and community. Basically falling back, becoming isolated, wanting to be by yourself all the time, not wanting company or anything like that. And if you were already that type of person, I guess it wouldn't be that much of a red flag to someone else. But if you're like a social, outgoing person, you're out doing things with your community, you're out doing things with your family and friends and stuff, and then all of a sudden you're just like, you know what, I'm gonna fall back, or like, this ain't for me, or no, I don't want to go out this weekend. And like whenever anybody's trying to get in contact with you for you to come out or anything, you're just like, nah, I'm cool. Sometimes people just want their space, but then sometimes that can also be a red flag. So just be careful and try to look out for stuff, and the people that you love and that you care about, just try to keep an eye on them, because we as humans, we turn a blind eye to things that we don't really want to see. But there are things that need to be talked about. There are things that need to be addressed, and never be afraid of offending someone in order to help them. And I'm not saying for you to go bashing somebody about all this crap that they're doing. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if you notice that somebody's having issues, if you notice that somebody's looking troubled, don't be afraid to ask them straight up. Like, what's going on? I know you may not want to talk, but just know that I'm here when you want to talk. And then you being the person that somebody is trusting, you need to be able to keep them lips sealed, okay? If people are coming to you and trusting you with their business, you don't need to be running and telling all your girlfriends, your mom, your dad, your boyfriend, your husband. You don't need to be running and going to go tell people's business to everybody, because you never know how that's actually triggering. Some people don't want people to know their business. Some people are all out, on Facebook or social media telling all their business. Those types of people probably wouldn't care. But for the people that, are really trusting and, confiding in you, you should take that as a compliment, and you should take that very seriously, because people trusting you to be able to come and talk to you should be very important to you. And you should keep those types of things sealed up. Like you should take that to your grave. If people are trusting you with information like that, even if you guys fall out, us as humans, we got to do better, because airing everybody's dirty laundry and everything like that when things happen, you never know how triggering that can be also, for real. Dramatic mood swings can also be another sign, another warning sign. Some people have mood swings on a regular, so I'm not telling you not to look towards that, or I'm not telling you to ignore that or whatever. But it's just all of these signs of, if it's not a regular thing with someone, and like all of these things are like just suddenly happening and you're seeing like a total change in someone, they may need help. And you know, after watching this video, you may be able to better help them. You may be able to refer them to someone, or you may be able to provide them with the tools that they may be able to use to help themselves. Impulsive or reckless behavior. Yeah. You know, if someone's going all out and, you know, doing crazy things and doing things that may be like so life risking and stuff like that, like just keep an eye on that, you know. Collecting pills and buying a weapon. Sometimes people don't, you know, tell people about this, but they can be doing it. And if you notice it, or, you know, if you see it, you know, don't be afraid to ask questions, because at the end of the day, you really don't know. Maybe someone may want you to ask them a question. Maybe someone wants somebody to care enough to ask. And it's important to some people to, you know, have someone or feel like someone does care about them. Giving away their possessions, tying up loose ends, like organizing things, paying off debt, and saying goodbye to friends and family. You know, if someone you're not really, you know, used to hanging out with and stuff like that, all of a sudden, you know, wants to get together and, you know, throw a party or have a dinner or something like that. Like, I'm not saying for you to be like, oh, well, what the heck are you inviting me for? No, don't be like that. But still just keep an eye out for things. Like, observing is going to be your number one tool. Okay? Observing and being able to, you know, take in and look and listen. That's going to be your number one, you know, go-to tool in order for you to be able to spot things that you probably wouldn't before. Trying to talk out or act out suicidal behavior. So if like someone's like joking about that, you know, trying to, you know, make light out of it, or trying to really just, you know, joke about it. Like, you know, some people may laugh, some people may just be like, oh, you know, whatever, he's crazy. Don't take that lightly, because that might be their very cry for help that you're not noticing. You know, sometimes, like I said, people just want someone to be able to care. They just want someone to react. And you never know, you know, how your reaction may, you know, affect someone. You know, it may stop them from doing something. It may stop them from wanting to do something. You know, just one conversation can change everything. If you or someone has come to this point and you're not sure what to do, and you're not sure if you should act on it because you don't know if they're serious, please try to seek help from a healthcare provider. Even just checking into a hospital to just talk to someone, you know, can help. A few ways to approach a suicide crisis include talking openly. Like I said, don't be afraid to ask questions. And if you feel like somebody is at that point to where they would actually harm themselves, ask them straight up, do you have a plan for killing yourself? Are you thinking about killing yourself? You know, and some people may be offended by that. Some people may feel like, you know, oh, I shouldn't ask that, because what if she is thinking about that, and what if this makes her do it, or him? You asking questions is going to be what helps you better help that person. And that's what's going to promote a healthy relationship between you guys, and a helping relationship, because you'll be able to get them the help, or help them get the help that they may need. Another way to approach a suicide crisis can be to remove stockpiled guns, knives, and weapons if possible. If this is something that you feel like a loved one, or, you know, a friend or anything like that is going to be getting serious into, and you see them starting to collect guns, you see them, you know, basically doing things that you feel like is suspicious, you try yourself, you know, try to do what you can, you know, as a friend, as a loved one, as a trusted person to them. try to remove all that from being around them, and just let them know, like, I'm not about to sit here and watch you do this. I'm not about to sit here and be the one who lets you do it. I care about you, I love you, and I don't want you hurting yourself. You know what I'm saying? Let people know that they're loved while they're still here. Calmly ask simple questions like, can I get you some mental health help? Or can I take you to doctor to see if a doctor can help you? If there's multiple people around, try to speak one at a time. Don't overwhelm the person that you're trying to help. Don't try to hit them with an intervention and all that extra, because they may not want all of that attention. You may be enough. But if it comes to the point where, you guys are in a group, don't start bashing this person, telling them that this is right or wrong. Don't try to debate on whether suicide is right or wrong. Just try to express your support, give them, all your support, give them your attention, listen to them, keep your ears open and let them talk, because that may be all that they need. Don't argue, don't threaten them, and don't raise your voice. Because of course, us as humans, we shut down when it comes to people trying to talk to us crazy. When it comes to people being threatening or, anything like that, or offensive or anything like that, humans tend to shut down. And in order to get your best results of you being able to help that person, just try to stay calm, try to stay respectful, but try to stay as serious as possible. Don't let this thing just get swept under the rug. You know what I'm saying? Don't let this just turn into a laughing conversation that, oh, I'm just gonna let her do what she does and then I'll check on her later. Still stay on your toes about it. Still try to, even after this conversation is had and everything like that, still check on them, and if they feel like they're getting better, great. You know what I'm saying? If they're feeling like the stress is passing, great. If not, try to figure out something that you guys can do to work on together, or some help that you guys can possibly seek out so that, you guys are able to try to solve this problem that someone's having. If you're nervous, try not to fidget, remain calm, because you don't want to make someone nervous and jittery and stuff like that, because you don't know how they're going to react to that, especially if they're already on edge. And be patient with them. Everybody's thought process isn't the same. It may take some time for somebody to process something, maybe longer or shorter than what you may think. Don't rush somebody for answers, and don't push them to do anything that they don't want to do. Being able to talk to someone about something so serious as this is all about openness, being open and being accepting, because you don't want to be the reason why somebody feels unheard and they feel like no one cares. So you just try to be open, try to keep an ear out, and try to offer as much help as you possibly can. And also, as humans, we could just try to make change in our everyday lives. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't even just take for us to, try to prevent suicide or anything like that. Just us being, human, being kind, being thoughtful of others, because we really don't know what's going on in other people's lives. And you can't just assume, you know what I'm saying? You can't just assume like, oh, she acts like this because of this, or oh, he acts like that because this happened to them. Like, you can't assume, because you really don't know until you actually get to talk to someone. And you'd be surprised how far a relationship can go. As a friend, you'd be so surprised to see where that relationship goes just from you guys having a conversation. Like, even a stranger in the grocery store, sometimes people can be a little sketch, but like, to the people that actually want to talk, and the people that are like, hi, how you doing? Oh, your kid's so cute. You know what I'm saying? Like, people that are like that, just engage with them. Don't be so snobby. You know what I'm saying? Even though when people are trying to talk to us, sometimes we don't really notice how rude we may come off or how rude we may seem just by us not answering, because some people may be offended by that. I know that there's been times when I've said hi to people, or I've been like, hey, how you doing? You know, stuff like that. And then people just look at me like, okay, I'm just gonna keep going. You know, I see it, you know, it's just like, okay, well, I said hi to someone, they didn't say hi back, whatever, you know, you do you. But you never know, like when they get home, or even when they get to their car or something like that, that might make them think like, oh wow, I was being so rude, you know, and it might make them want to do better also. If you're feeling stressed or overwhelmed and you aren't sure, you know, what to do, where to go, first try to take in some breathing exercises. Try to calm yourself down. Try to exit yourself from a situation if you know something is becoming too overwhelming, too stressful, and too stimulating for you. Try to exit yourself from that. You know, try to take a walk in a nice park. You know, get out and get some sun, because vitamin D is proven to help with your mood. Reach out to some loved ones who care about you. And even if you don't have loved ones, you know, if you're like a more solo person, you're a more isolated person, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? But it may just take for you to reach out to someone, whether it be someone in the grocery store, whether it be someone at a library, whether it be someone, you know, a fireman, you know, a police officer. Reach out to someone that can, you know, have a conversation with you and potentially help you, because you really don't know what other people may be equipped with to help you. And the first step to someone else helping you is for you to reach out, or for you to make it known that you need help, because how will someone know that you need help unless you say so? You can't just assume that, you know, people know what's going on, you know what I'm saying, and that you want people to speak up, but you're not speaking up first. You know, because you know, people that we care about, you know, there may be things going on in their lives too, you know, that they don't actually notice. But that's on you to be able to speak to someone and reach out to someone so that you can be heard. Disconnect from toxic family members, toxic friends, people that do nothing but bring drama to your life, people that stress you out. You know, try to disconnect from that. You know what I'm saying? And even though we get stressed out about some things, like even when it comes to, you know, like our kids and stuff like that, you know, it's nothing wrong with taking a little bit of me time. As long as you're reaching out to someone, there's someone always out there to be able to help. You just have to be open to accepting the help and asking for it. Also, trying to exercise, trying to eat a little bit better, because that can also change our mood. And then, like, of course, like if you're, you know, doing drugs, that changes your mental state. If you're drinking alcohol, that changes your mental state, that changes your mood. You know what I'm saying? Try to cut out the things that you can cut off before it gets to the point where you can't handle a lot of things, or you feel like you're hopeless. You know, try to see what you can do first, you know, for self-care. Really, you have to give yourself realistic goals that you can achieve. You know what I'm saying? And then the best goals that we can achieve are ones that we've set for ourselves. And then once we hit them, it makes us feel like, oh, well, I got this. So it really does help that we have other people to help us. But it all starts with us helping ourselves. Just make sure, you know, try to take some me time, like I was saying, you know, whether it's sitting in the car for an extra 20 minutes when you get off of work, or, you know, sitting outside while your kids are playing in the backyard. You know, just try to take some time for yourself, no matter what it is that you're doing. You know, try to prevent it from being something that's harmful to yourself, but just take some me time so that you can try to relax and regroup your thoughts and everything like that. Just try to make peace for yourself. All in all, preventing suicide and bringing awareness to things that people might not know about starts with you. It starts with your community. It starts with the people that you love. You never know the difference that you can make in someone else's life. And just remember to be kind, put nothing but positivity out into the world, promote change, and make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you guys for watching my first video. I hope you guys liked it. If you guys have any suggestions or anything of, you know, some videos that you guys may want to see me do, or some topics that you guys may want to see me talk about, you know, I'm very resourceful. You know, I'm a case manager, so I'm able to tap into a lot of tools and a lot of resources. You know, me doing the job that I do, I'm a human services professional in training. Okay. So I'm able to help people. That's what I do. I help people. If you or anybody else that you know, is dealing with crisis, and, you know, they're thinking about committing suicide or anything like that, please, please, please try to be of help as best as you can. A phone number that you can call that I will make sure that I add into the video right here. You can call them, you can get through to someone, and, you know, just talk. You know, if you feel like all else fails and that you can't talk to anyone else, you can call this lifeline. The phone number is 800-273-TALK or 8255. Thank you guys for watching.